it's Nyetta here at Let Kids Play Podcast, coming to you with another episode. It's been a while since you all have seen me on a solo episode, but I'm glad to be back here with you all by myself. We still have, some guests that come on. I love bringing people in front of you all, letting them, get to know you all and you get to know them, because I let them know, hey, my audience is your moms. So we need the gems on how you maintain as a mom, how you maintain as running a business, how you play, what tools and resources you use. So I hope you all have been finding it valuable. Please let me know in the comments, send me a message, how you've been liking our episodes with our wonderful, amazing guests. All right, so today I have a special guest, but it's not actually a person. It's my ebook, and because of my background, it's taking it away. So it's the Playful Learner Blueprint by me. So I wrote this blueprint for a couple of reasons. Mainly because I get asked so much, and I don't mind the questions, but I'm only one person. And I honestly appreciate the questions, because that means that the message is getting out there that our little ones under 5 need to play. So I get so many questions. Well, how do you know they're learning? Is this like a curriculum? What else do I get? How do you clean up the messes? And is it a way to do mess-free activities? And then what's another one that I get? How can I teach them the ABCs if they're playing? So those are a lot of questions I get. So I was like, let me just lay this all out for you all. Just lay it out. Why not, right? So in this, there we go. So in this Playful Learning Blueprint, it's an ebook, but I printed it out so that I can show it to you all. And then, I use it when I'm talking with my clients so that I can reference it in the Moms That Play community cohort. They have access to this book as well. So when we're talking and chatting, I like to reference where exactly it is. So I just print it out. I'm a pen and paper type person anyway. The only reason it's an ebook, just to keep it affordable. So that's that. But in this ebook, so first I have a lot of different quotes in here, which I love. So I'm going to read a quote from you from Nelson Mandela. Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world, right? So education is a weapon, and you can use it for good or bad. We didn't go get into that. That's another episode. But I love this quote because education is, it's a weapon. It's your tool. It's your resource. Like, how you feel like you need to protect yourself. Education is a tool for you to protect your little ones. You want to educate them in the things and prepare them to go into the world prepared and protected, able to defend themselves. But so that's a quote that I have, and that's the first quote in this book, actually, when it's telling you about the ebook. So the ebook pretty much provides a solid foundation. It gives you practical advice, and it helps you learn how to join our community so that you can have a solid village of playful moms around you, because it's one thing to talk to your friend, and you're not, oh girl, I know you homeschool. What did y'all do today? We played outside. They did the rocks and the sticks, and your friend's probably like, that's not learning. You need to be teaching my baby. Like, why are you not teaching my baby? So now with this ebook, you have the tools and resources to say, hey, playing is learning. With the rocks, they practice writing their name. They use the rocks to write out their name on the sidewalk. They also use the rocks to make their name. They use the sticks to do tally marks. They use the sticks to make a tic-tac-toe board. I'm just putting this off the top of my head, y'all, but just, going with the conversation. So those are some things that this book provides you with. It helps reshape your mind on play and how the little things that our little ones are doing outside that we may be like, what are you doing? Why are you doing that? They're playing. They're curious. They're learning. Even our babies that drop stuff off the high chair, that's them learning, y'all. We just have to educate us as parents on why are they doing what they do. That's pretty much what I'm helping you understand. But today we're going to talk about the 5 domains of development. So the domains of development are pretty much like the five key foundational things that our little ones, need to focus on, or what they need to learn to properly develop as human beings, not just little kids, but human beings. So the 5 foundations, and I feel like I've talked about this, but we're going to talk about it again, because in the ebook, it goes a little bit further and breaks it down. But we're going to talk about it again because it also helps to understand the foundations of play and how play is better than a worksheet. So let's get into it. Okay. So the 5 domains of development is cognitive, language, social, emotional, and physical. And that's the last one, just hit it there. That's why a worksheet doesn't help, because a worksheet doesn't allow them to be physical. And the physical aspect works on their motor skills, which I always talk about. You can go back and reference some of our old episodes, the fine motor skills and the gross motor skills. So a worksheet can't pull that out of them. A worksheet can't help them develop those skills. Language development. So you can pretend or make believe in this fairy tale world that the worksheet is helping a child under 5 with language development. It's not. I'm sorry. It's not. The best thing for our little ones to increase their vocabulary and their language in general is to talk to them. And I know a lot of you all like Miss Rachel. I have nothing against the lady. I don't know the lady. But it's not necessarily her teaching your little ones, increasing their vocabulary and saying the words. It's her method. And it's a good method. It's the repetition of saying the word 3 times and using your hands to talk and catch their attention. I get that. And I'm glad that there are resources out there for parents that don't know, but Ms. Rachel is only half of the equation with the language development, because what is lacking when you only use Ms. Rachel for language development is that back and forth conversation. So your child knows how to talk, but they don't know how to have a conversation. And Ms. Rachel can only build their vocabulary so much. So, for example, and it's not just Ms. Rachel, it's other programs out there. Steve and Maggie is a good one because it's silly, and the boys probably like Miss Steve and Maggie a little bit more because he includes the bird or whatever. I don't know what Miss Rachel includes, but an example of a child that only has Miss Rachel for language development and a child that has that parent talking back and forth with them. The child that only has Miss Rachel, they're going to so you're going to say, "Hey, how you doing?" And Miss Rachel may have taught them to say, "Hi, my name is such and such," but that's about it. While a child that has that parent that's actually having a conversation with them, or anyone having a conversation with them, going back and forth, they may say, "Hi, my name is such and such. How are you doing today?" I mean, they may ask random questions. My baby will ask you a random question. He'll say, "Hey, my name is Dion. You know where that footprint came from back there?" True story. So that's the difference. And I mean, so I'm not here to judge. I'm not here to mom shame or none of that. I'm just here to give you the tips and the resources to help you where you are and to help your little one in this world. So if you are using Miss Rachel, then I would suggest if you're sitting there watching it with them, or like you look on the episode and then you walk away living with dad, all that stuff. Look at what they're doing with Miss Rachel. So if she has the farm episodes or like days of the week and stuff like that, even if your child cannot respond back, talk to them about what they watched with Miss Rachel. And I know it seems so weird, and I say this all the time. Talk to your babies even if they don't talk back, because you are teaching them. You're giving that background knowledge to them, whether you know it or not. Like, tell people all the time, talk to your child even if they don't talk back. Constantly talk to your child. Talk to them about what you're doing. Talk through your day. Talk to your child. And when they start talking back, I'm sorry, they won't stop. But talk to them. So, side note, y'all, I thought this lipstick was gonna be hitting, but I don't know. Y'all let me know in the comments. I thought it was gonna be a little bit brighter, give me like that nice red pop without the red pop. But sorry, I got distracted. Okay. But talk to them. So she's talking about farm animals and cows and things like that. Then talk, hey, a cow is black and white? What animal says moo? And I think she asked questions like that too. But it's the actual human interaction that we need to help develop that language development and increase their communication skills. And the more you talk to your child, listen, they start negotiating. Again, I'm sorry. My kids are very good at negotiating. They negotiate. So that's where the human interaction comes into play as well. All right, so that's language development. The other thing we talked about physical. So physical development, I won't go too much into that because I have individual episodes on fine motor and gross motor to break that down for you all. So emotional, we have a separate episode on that one as well. So I'll talk about that one a little bit. I just want to go over the 5 domains and talk about what's in the Playful Learning Blueprint to help you all, because it's one thing to hear me talking about it, is one thing to read through it in depth. So the emotional development and how all of this is how it relates to play. But it pretty much helps them explore their feelings, develop empathy for others, and also helps them express themselves. So play provides those different scenarios and role play for them to be able to do that. And then the social development is helping them learn to cooperate, resolve conflicts versus, using the having their tantrums, having them work through their social feelings and interactions and understanding different relationships. And then the cognitive development, I think we talk about all these in individual episodes, and I'll make sure to link it below for you all. Sorry, excuse me. Yes, D. Not yet, baby, almost. Okay, big guy, can you give me 10 minutes? Okay, big guy, can you give me 10 minutes? Thank you. I'm a mom, y'all. You see my mug? Embrace the mess. I got it from Target. I like that one. That one up there too. But all right, hit my calming tea. So the cognitive development is where play stimulates, the brain, the growth, enhances the memory, attention span, all that stuff. Because even us as adults with our technology and stuff like that, our attention spans are going down, and then which also messes up our way to think independently and be creative. So yeah, those are the 5 domains. And in the ebook, The Playful Learning Blueprints, it talks about how those things go with play in detail. So I'm going to read one of the things in the book for you all. So it's talking about cognitive development, and I'm going to read it word for word for you all, and then we can talk about it. So cognitive development is when little ones engage in activities that stimulate their cognitive abilities, such as problem solving, critical thinking, and memory. Through play, little ones explore cause and effect relationships, develop spatial awareness, and enhance their language skills. So let's break it down a bit. This is in the book. I ain't have to talk about it. It's in the book. When little ones play, they figure out how things work together, like what happens when they push a button or build with blocks. It helps them understand where things are in a space and how to talk about them better. So playing isn't just fun, it's also a way to get smarter without even realizing it. Play is the secret sauce to learning. Oh, I wrote it. I'm joking, y'all. I'm joking. I did not have anyone put this together for me. I put this together. I'm not just, what do you all call it? A stay-at-home mom, as some people like to say. Like we have brains, people. We've had careers before being stay-at-home moms. Majority of us have degrees, so we. But anyway, that's my little joke. Please don't crucify me for my wittiness or lack of thereof. My kids call it cringe, and my husband is like, so corny. Again, side note, yeah, I like to read the Laffy Taffy jokes. As an adult, a full-blown adult, I like to read the Laffy Taffy jokes, and I crack up. So if y'all ever run into me, the Mom Playologist, give me a banana Laffy Taffy. That's my favorite. But any Laffy Taffy and give me the joke on the back of it, and you'll be like, oh my God, she's like this in real life. I have friends. They support my corniness as well. Because I mean, so I'm having fun talking to you all. I'm educating you all. But y'all are like my virtual besties. Like I talk to y'all the way I talk to my friends. So it's all with love. I like to get silly with my friends, with my kids, my husband, just be myself. So I started to play some music when we came on here, but I was like, no, they ain't ready for that yet. We've been going strong for about a year. Let kids play. So my personality is coming out more as I get more comfortable in front of the camera. So I appreciate you all for rocking with me and just being here along my journey of the video quality has gotten better. It's gotten better, so I appreciate that. Appreciate you all coming along the journey, and we're just going up from here, right? So the playful learning blueprint talks about all of that stuff. So another thing that it talks about as far as here's another example. So I break down the concept of what we're talking about, like I did with the cognitive development, and then I give you all examples to make it come to life for you all. So here's another example when we're talking about the social development. So it says, I'm reading word for word here. It says, for instance, if one little one wants to be the chef, but another one already has that role, they might negotiate and take turns being the chef. If there's a disagreement about what pretend dish to serve, because them dishes that they cook up, okay, let me get word. Then we'll talk about it. About what pretend dish to serve, they might discuss and compromise to find a solution that makes everyone happy. Now, I know y'all like, Nyetta, Mom Playologist. That's not real world. Let me keep going. All right. Or they both insist on being the chef and they start arguing loudly. One little one might grab the chef's hat and spatula while the other one refuses to give it up, leading to a confrontation of tug of war. So, they might yell at each other, expressing frustration and disappointment. That's word for word in the book, because I'm not going to give you the fluff. I'm going to give you the real life examples, because my whole business is based on real life observation between my kids, the play centers I've worked at, the volunteering I've done since high school with little ones. So it's based on in the field research. So it talked about pretty much. Let me paint the picture for you all, and let me know if I told the story good enough for y'all too, to help y'all understand. But so you got the kids playing, and most of you all are at home, work from home, or you got a 9 to 5 and you're trying to learn how to do this stuff on the weekend with your little ones. I got all that. So your little ones, they're in that play kitchen, they're cooking up stuff, they got the food, they're trying to serve you and dad. You got a whole little restaurant. Sometimes you may feel like you at like a little ghetto hood spot, depending on the kids and how they want to act that day. And then sometimes, you got fine dining where they come and give you menu and all this stuff. So your little ones are cooking whatever dish they've came up with. But especially if you got 2 or more, or they're in like a public place like the library or wherever they may be playing, they start to, want to tug a war, or they feel some type of way because this little one has what I want, and they don't properly know how to express that yet. Or they've just forgotten the skills of how to express that, because we have to practice it, and it takes repetition for us to fully get that right. And sometimes it's just not developmentally appropriate for the little ones to understand. So they're tugging at it. Somebody want the chef hat and the spatula. The other kid's trying to snatch it from them. So instead, do you intervene? Not necessarily. You only intervene if someone has went into a full-blown tantrum, or if someone is trying to hurt the other person. So sometimes we have to stop ourselves from intervening and let them try to figure it out first. And it really depends on the kids. It depends on the ages and all of that. So my little one, he's 4. He knows how to vocally express himself and stuff like that. But sometimes, because he knows that, okay, this kid is smaller than me and he just came and took my stuff. So in his mind, okay, I'm just going to go into full tantrum mode. I'm not going to, so, and it depends on how the baby takes it. Honestly, it depends on how the baby takes it. And it depends on if he had a nap. Like it is so many different ways to talk about this, because it also depends on if the kid knows this stuff, but if all their needs have been met. So are they hungry? Are they sleepy? Like, have all that stuff. Have you played with them today? Do they need some alone time? Like, it just depends. But in this scenario, the needs have been met. So if the needs have been met and the baby comes up and takes something from, or I say baby, so a toddler, a 2 to 3-year-old comes up and takes something from the other child, the child that has been taken from may say, hey, give that back. That wasn't nice, if they've been practicing that socially awareness and developmental skills, because it's kind of both. It's social and emotional awareness, which is why people usually put it together. I like to separate, and then like the beginning foundations, separate it, and then we come together to bring it, because you can't be socially, they can't, to me, they don't work together until you've worked on them individually. Being social and then understanding your emotions are 2 different things. You bring them together after you've kind of worked on those separately. But that's for my early childhood educators. Let me know what y'all think. But, and I hope I'm not confusing y'all. So one child came up, took the spatula, took the hat because they want to play with it. This child came up and took it. This child is, hey, you took that, give it back. This child is screaming because they don't know how to express themselves. What do you do as a parent? You wait. You wait and see what happens. Wait to see what happens. As long as no one is like doing something inappropriate, like spitting, biting, trying to hurt or hit, you wait to see what happens. If they're both going to a tantrum, I mean, and it's hard because this not necessarily your child. One of them is. So I usually wait and see how my child, because my first instinct is to make sure my child feels safe and protected. So my first instinct is to wait, to stop, observe, and wait. They may work it out themselves, because if this child has been working on social development and emotional development, they may not understand how to verbally communicate it, but sometimes I'll see a child give it back just because my son was able to use his words and say, hey, give it back, and they'll give it back and realize. And sometimes mom has to come over and like hold a hand out because maybe they're nonverbal. So, and that's what I teach my son. Like, I know you're upset. Maybe they don't understand. Hold your hand out and say, please give it back. Well, he don't say please. I say please. He don't, give it back. Hold your hand out or whatever. So sometimes they understand that part. So it's just working through that, but stopping to see what would happen if you've been working with those with your little one, because you can control your child. And you can try to assist the other parent, but sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Everyone parent's different. But going back to your child and your child only, wait and see how they respond in that situation, especially if you've been working with them at home. But that's all we have today. The 5 domains of development. It was cognitive development, social development, emotional, physical, and language. I hope I didn't go all the way around the world to teach that concept. If you all are interested in the Playful Learning Blueprint, you can get it on our website. And that's it. As you hear, my time is up. My child had me on a timer. And I will talk to you all in the next episode. If you love the feedback, if you love this episode, I would love for you all to give us some feedback. Make sure you all subscribe by hitting the button below, and let me know how we're doing. And again, if you're interested in the book, you can go to theactivityplayhouse.com, and I'll also provide you all a link below. Until next time, I love you all, my virtual bestie, my moms that play. I will talk to you all in the next episode.